From Johnny's Ice House West in beautiful Chicago, this is DePaul Hockey on the DePaul Hockey Network. It is Aurora University visiting the home Blue Demons here on a Sunday night. And alongside Wes Anderson, I am Chris Dubiel, welcoming you into tonight's broadcast. A rare Sunday night start. Usually DePaul's a Friday, Saturday team, but this one kind of added late to the schedule. We get some Sunday night action.
Yeah, Chris, we're mixing it up here in 2026, I guess. You know, there's a lot of key football on tonight, but as you heard the PA announcer said, we got some great Sunday night hockey action here tonight on the west side of Chicago.
DePaul starting their 2026 with a victory last night as these two teams play the second of a home and home back-to-back. They were at all seasons for an Aurora home game. It was a 6-1 DePaul winner. They'll go for another tonight as we are underway here at Johnny's West. The visiting Spartans in white and the home team Blue Demons in their black uniforms. It's rolled up the boards towards Josh Taylor. He's bumped into, then he's able to put it off the boards and down towards Skylar Cord, who will hold it for the whistle. Skylar Cord, the Aurora starting goaltender, and the goal to our left, and then down to our right, it is Max Hetman getting the start and goal for DePaul. Hetman comes in with a 4-4-2 record, 348 goals against, 885 save percentage with a shutout on the year. Here's a long shot through a screen from Platt, and Cord makes it. He makes the stop with the glove and holds on for the whistle.
Yeah, already 30 seconds in. DePaul with 2 shots on net, really trying to feed off that energy they had last night, get on the board first here this evening.
I like that shot off the draw, just off the end of the blocker. Aurora quickly gets it out. Hetman out to play the puck, leaves it for Platt. Zimmerman, he had a goal last night, put it ahead to Garrick Smith. Aurora quickly back out to the neutral zone. They'll just dump it in and go for a line change. Smith over the line, long shot, kicked out of there. This is the first game in this rink for the Blue Demons since November 14th. A lot of time off for the holidays. Had breaks around Thanksgiving time and then for Christmas. And then they played some road games kind of sandwiched in between the break time. So after starting home heavy, they really haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, it's kind of the funky schedule with DePaul, too. Right after Thanksgiving, you go on a 6-week break, trailing, I should say, after that fall semester. So glad they're back on the ice. Glad they're back on home ice and looking to secure another victory here tonight.
Used to that DePaul schedule. The greatest day ever is that night before Thanksgiving, and then the worst day ever is the first Monday of the new year.
Yeah, it's one of those where you come back to campus after that Thanksgiving break and no one's here, so you're just searching and looking for things to do, something that me and you are very familiar with in our time at DePaul.
Big hit behind the Blue Demons net. They're able to win the puck. Taylor, he's looking ahead to Michael Fortune. Pass missed him. This will go the length for an icing whistle against the Blue Demons. And catching up with what DePaul has been up to, they've kind of gone win-loss the last few games. They split a home and home with Lewis before Thanksgiving, and then they split a road trip at Ohio State. Those were their last 2 games before the Christmas break. Those are back December 5th and 6th in Ohio. And then they just got back to game action last night with the road win over Aurora. They love to put together some consecutive W's as we get to this latter part of the regular season, especially against an NCHL opponent. On top of that.
Yeah, Chris, they got off to a great start, too, towards the beginning of the season, stymied a little bit, as you just mentioned. So they're looking to get back to that early season magic here in this second half.
They've got the puck in the Spartan zone. They dig away for it. And finally, it comes free, and it's reversed to the far side. Aurora trying to get it out. They couldn't. Kulikowski trying to settle a bouncing puck. He'll put it to the near corner. Blue Demons on it. Comes back to Platt. We got a delayed call against Aurora, and they touch up. And we're going to have the game's first power play. Looks like a roughing call. And just about 3 minutes into this game, not even, and it's power play time. Roughing call on Charlevoix.
Yeah, behind the play, too. Something that the Spartans coaching staff is going to hate. DePaul had some good possession there in the offensive zone. Couldn't see what actually transpired with the penalty that was called there on Charlevoix. But as you mentioned, DePaul's going to get a great opportunity here early in the game on the power play to score the first goal of the game.
And they got that top line out there ready to go. With Martirano, Fortune, you got Josh Taylor back at the point. And I'm not sure what
I think there's a little issue with
the clock.
With the scoreboard. I know those are always tricky as the refs.
I wonder if he's
one of the linesmen's in the box just making sure everything's all good. There we go. There we go.
That's always how it goes. As soon as somebody steps in to help, it starts working. But the good news is we got the penalty up on the board, and we are ready to go. Power play time for the Blue Demons. And off the draw, Aurora trying to clear, could not. Kulikowski to the front of the net. Backhand shot, Fortune. Another try and a save by Cord. One-timer through a screen, a save. DiGiulio goes across. Another cross-ice pass finds Kulikowski. Another try, and that's blocked away. DePaul just peppering the net. Now Taylor looking for a lane. He's got it behind the cage. Dishes it off. Comes to the point, DiGiulio returns it. Martirano fires. That's blocked. That'll sting off the leg. DePaul maintains control. DiGiulio far side. Gives it to Fortune. Fortune, the leading goal scorer with 15 on the season. He gave it to DiGiulio. He shoots. Oh, and that deflected up high and out of play. That looked like it was going right at the blocker card and then got deflected at the last second.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got a little bit with a piece of the noggin there, too. You saw a little flinch of the head. As you mentioned, Chris, just a great tip play set up by DePaul there in the slot. And typically, DePaul likes to be a little more passive on the power play, but I like how aggressive they are here to start with the first unit.
And at least, I want to say 4 or 5 attempts that first minute. Another shot from Smith gets gloved.
Yeah, we saw Taylor there off the initial draw go right at the net, force Cord to make 2-3 saves there with the right pad. Was able to get the puck back. Good puck retrieval on his part and get things set up from there.
Off the draw, Aurora able to clear. Ballantyne chasing after it. Zimmerman's going to beat him to the puck. Zimmerman slicing through the neutral zone. He's able to get the line. Takes a hit, but got help from McMaster. Then on to Platt to McMaster. Now Zimmerman shoots and a save is made by Cord. Skylar Cord busy early, but sharp so far against this DePaul attack.
And Chris Zimmerman with some great moves in the neutral zone. That zone entry, too, on the power play, so crucial. Like we mentioned before, you want to be able to get in the zone and set up. So Zimmerman dancing in the neutral zone to be able to put the Blue Demons in a great position to have that puck as they enter the zone. Such a key part of what makes this power play so successful. Let me say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, that's a great point you make. That's an often overlooked thing with power plays is zone entries. You don't have a chance to even get anything going if you don't get the zone.
And oftentimes, especially when you look in the NHL, they have that drop pass in the neutral zone to someone like a Bedard or Kane to force the defense back as they have speed coming through the neutral zone, and then they'll drop it back to someone who has good hands, as I mentioned, like a Bedard, like a Patrick Kane, to try and dance their way across the neutral zone into the zone. As DePaul is going to go 0 for 1 here on the power play as they come off sides.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscue at the line as they were trying to re-enter. Face-off win here by the Spartans. Charlevoix takes the hit. Got some help there from Grano. Gio Grano with the puck. Far circle. Tried to slip it to the middle. Pass is picked off, but turned back over. Both teams kind of taking turns with the puck in the DePaul zone. Centering pass. Here's a shot on. It's just ripped wide. The first chance for Aurora. A great chance. And it was put wide of the net by Grano.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. Is a little bit of an awkward change there by the Spartans. Lucky that wasn't too many men on the ice, but a first great chance by the Spartans here just 6 minutes into this first period.
Aurora regrouping in their own zone. Placed up the boards. Picked off by Pepper. Liam Pepper trying to chip it past Huglier. Could not. And that centering pass attempt was picked off. Then turned right back over. A long shot by Deutsch. It goes off the glove of Hetman and out of play. Whistle stops play with 13:45 to go here in the first period. No score between Aurora and DePaul.
And Taylor's coming on the ice with a little extra gear. It looks like a towel to wipe off the face mask that he's got on there. And Hetman right there didn't look like he was really expecting that shot, but either way, able to recover, put that out of play, and get some fresh legs for the Blue Demons.
Hey, you usually don't see a lot of shots from distance like that, especially when the puck just kind of quickly finds the open man.
And it's one of those. I think Deutsch he needed a change there, so he was just trying to throw that on net as he went back to the bench. I don't think he expected for that puck to get out of play.
Now DePaul trying to get something set up in the O-zone, just escapes Dogala. And he's got to regroup. Now DeJulio trying to get away from a forechecker. He's able to slip past. Chip and chase around another Spartan. He gets to the net. He scores! Louis DeJulio, what a play. Takes it coast to coast and finds the top shelf. It is 1-0 DePaul.
And that's something. It's a great play by DeJulio. You can see Fortune had his hands on his head. He couldn't believe that he was able to sneak that upstairs on such a haphazardous play too, right? Just take the puck wide, and one of those cliches that good things happen when you put the puck on the net. And as you see right there, just top cheese, and DePaul's off and running 1-0.
You know, sometimes as a defenseman, you get past that first man and you're not planning to go coast to coast, but sometimes the ice just presents itself. Now another chance for DePaul. We'll get to that in a second. Cord's able to hold it after that shot was tipped. But yeah, sometimes when you're a defenseman just trying to break out of the zone, you'll get by a man and then you'll pick your head up, look to make a play, and sometimes there's not always a lane there to pass the puck, so you just keep carrying it. And then he beats a second guy once he gets into the zone, and all of a sudden, it's just you and the goalie.
And Chris, that's such a good point, because that's why sometimes you'll see forwards almost be surprised that they're that wide open, because they're really just taking what the defense is giving them. And as the defense starts to back off in that manner, as you're talking about, you get free, and then you realize that you're in on the goalie, and all you can really do is shoot. And when you're in tight like that, you throw your hands high, and if you hit the net, it goes pipe down, and you get a goal like we just saw.
Kulikowski with a good chance. Just in that previous second there, he just missed the net and went out of play. Paul getting a little juice, a little momentum off of that opening goal.
Yeah, we saw for a quick moment there, it seemed like the Spartans might have got a little bit of energy off that penalty kill, had a little bit of zone time in the DePaul defensive end, but DePaul, going tit for tat in that area and responding right back with a few great chances of their own.
McMaster kind of 50-50 that draw, and got some help from a teammate. Then it gets poked over the glass and out of play.
One of those, head coach Sean Hammond's just happy to roll 4 lines tonight, where when things are going good, you don't really even have to think about who's coming over the boards. You just trust that line's going to get the job done. As we see Garrick Smith, Zizas and company, I think this is the line that started the game for the Blue Demons come out after that whistle.
Here's the draw. Zizas won it. Zimmerman shot it wide. Verlinski trying to keep it in. Then it was Zimmerman. Cleared as far as center. Zimmerman trying to re-enter, and DePaul just offside as Smith was trying to get back and tag up, but Zimmerman held up for just a beat, but not long enough.
Yeah, I don't think you could see Smith on that backside, just trying to tag up before he entered the zone.
Face off just outside the Spartan zone. Oh, big collision in front of the Aurora bench. I think Taylor for Aurora got the worst of that. It's kind of some friendly fire from his teammate.
Yeah, a little bit of a sandwich there too, on that far side near the Spartans bench. Just one of those that you look back on the tape and you know that one of the players might need an ice bag after the game.
They'll try it again. Face off outside the Aurora zone. And Smith's got it. He's got Zizas to his left. Trying to center. That's off a leg. Wankel now with a shot. That gets blocked. Back to the point. Verlinski with a shot deflected wide of the goal. Now Zimmerman a shot. That's turned away. Zimmerman's going to get to it again. Cycle down low to Smith. His pass off the mark. Zizas trying to find it. Now bounces towards Smith. He shoots and a save is made. Skylar Cord holds on to it.
Yeah, busy first 9 minutes for Skylar Cord. I mean, got to think the official shot counter for him is up near at least 12 or 13 at this point. Just the DePaul's been peppering all night from the jump, and he's been able to hold his own there in the blue paint.
Face off one by Aurora. They'll put it around the boards, but it won't get all the way out. Good work by Taylor along the wall. Then it's finally flipped out over the head of DeJulio. Now Grano trying to get to the net. Couldn't get by Platt. Grano tried to put that towards the goal, and that one was deflected, and DePaul took it away. Into the Spartan zone. They'll shoot it around the boards, and it'll get all the way back to center. Seth Platt, cross corner dump in. Alessia gets it and flips it to center. A little bit of in and out with the puck just being dumped back and forth these last few tries. And now finally, Kimbrough gets the line and dumps it into the DePaul zone. Josh Taylor leading the rush. Looking for Skippy Slawinski, but it jumped off his stick. DePaul regrouping. Now puck taken away by the Spartans. Waltman to Valentine. Back to Waltman. Just pass a little behind him. Now here's a shot, and that just sailed wide. Bouncing puck. Lieberman will flip it off the glass and down. That thing is still on edge. Valentine's going to get to it. He tries a shot, and he couldn't get all of it and never got it on net. Bouncing puck at the line. Pepper's going to get it out. Put it ahead towards Skibby Slawinski. Trying to one-hand it to himself. Had it taken away. But that puck is bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, Chris, it's one of those. It's a little bit warmer than usual for this time of the year. And you know what the humidity too inside their rink can get a little bit higher. And what causes that puck to bounce is happening with a great save on the near post is something that I noticed too, just in that little break that we had to get a little bit of action of 2-3 minutes without a whistle. Is just, I think the reason why both teams are dumping the puck in is because they're having issues trying to corral it in the neutral zone. On top of that, both teams have been playing some great defense too in the neutral zone, so that could be it as well. But the puck definitely bouncing and creating some chaos for both teams here.
Yeah, we haven't seen it lay flat a whole lot. Yeah, pretty good structure by both sides here in the early going, kind of forcing each other to shoot the puck wide and dump it in. Here's a centering pass that went off the toe of the blade of its intended receiver, McMaster. Now to Julio, back to McMaster down low. He's checked. McMaster trying to fight through it. Had it taken away. Put up the boards and chip to center. Wonkel's got it. He'll dump it right back in as he absorbs a check. Good pinch there by DeJulio. Keeps the play alive. Looking to center, then tried to stuff it, and Cord made a save. And then they reach for it, and Cord's able to get it with his blocker.
Really aggressive poke check there by Cord, holding his ground on that far post. As the blue team is just a great aggressive play off the goal line to try and hard wrap that. And going back to your comment about the dump and chase type of play, that just means both teams are playing really good defense. It can be a boring way of hockey to watch, but that just means structurally both teams are doing what they need to on the opposite side of the puck to really limit the other team's chances going forward.
Yeah, they're in the right place. Coaches will say being on the right side of the puck. Here's Taylor. Dropped it back. Aurora trying to make something happen. That centering pass from Deutsch went off of a skate. DePaul gets it out. They chip it to center. Deutsch is back to get it. He's pestered by Zimmerman. Zimmerman stole it, centered it, but that was blocked away. Puck is dumped in. Lieberman is there to get it for the Spartans. His long pass went off the stick. Walter and DePaul was able to dump it right back in. Carried ahead by Deutsch. Looking to dump it in, and that one was blocked. Smith now trying to squeeze by a check. Both teams not giving a ton of space, especially through the middle of the ice and the neutral zone.
It's just some great back checking going on by both teams. And you can even see here, Taylor aggressive there on the forecheck. But then once again, the Blue Demons just collapse towards the middle. Martirano there, specifically on this last chance, just collapsed there in the middle to really limit any passing plays across the neutral zone.
We got a delayed penalty coming up here against DePaul. They touch up. There's the whistle, and it's a slash. 6:38 to go in the first. And the game's second penalty and first power play coming up here for Aurora.
Yeah, Chris, Martirano just got a little too handsy as he was trying to get that puck back, and you could see it right away. One of those when the player puts his head up and doesn't say anything to the ref. He kind of knows he's the guilty party there, but just got a little too handsy trying to get that puck back. Ended up knocking the stick out of the hand of one of the Spartan players. Wasn't able to really catch who it was in real time, but DePaul's going to have their first test. Down one man here in the first period.
Spartans win the draw. Here's Lieberman. He'll put it into the corner for Charlevoix. Then Grano looking to center, but nobody home. Waltman. Down low for Charlevoix. Then Waltman. Back to the point. Waltman's got it again at the circle. He shoots. Blocker save Hetman. Around the boards. Alicia. Now Grano. To Alessia. Back to Waltman, far side. Nice pass to the point. Lieberman dishes it over. Oh, and the pass was not in the wheelhouse of Charlevoix. Then he gets it back and fires it on net. Hetman the save, and he gave no rebound.
Yeah, really good save there by Hetman. There was a little bit of space between his glove pad and the post there. You could see right as that shot came in, he tried to squeeze almost that 6-hole on that left arm quickly. Was able to do so before the puck comes over the line, and in doing so, DePaul is able to get some fresh bodies on the ice.
Here's the draw. Or Spartans have to chase back after it was put out to the neutral zone. Good read there by Platt to send it down the ice. Less than a minute to go on the power play for Aurora. Charlevoix checked. Grano comes away with the puck. Dishes it over. Alessia the shot. Sailed it wide.
Alessia was looking for Waltman there on the back door. Couldn't almost look like a shot pass in real time, but not able to connect there. And DePaul escapes potential another goal on the penalty kill.
That was definitely low and tippable, but just a little bit off the mark. Long pass, Lieberman. He'll shoot it in on net. Hetman handles it, and he's going to go ahead and just cover that. They look like they wanted to play it, but sometimes in that situation, it's best to just be safe and just cover the puck.
Especially with Alicia there, right, coming in his grill. As you mentioned, you can see he took it off the shoulder. He's even probably talking to the ref there about, hey, I'm trying to move that, but when the opposing player comes in too quick, it's best just to cover it like they did and move on.
And sometimes between the goaltender and the defenseman, they might not have that communication perfectly in sync. And that's when you kind of run into some trouble.
And Chris, that's such a good call because it's not really something that you can practice, throughout the week while you're, in practice. So one of those that unless you have really good communication with your defenseman in real time, usually you're going to err on the side of caution there and just freeze that puck as you saw Hetman do there.
Blue Demons have killed off the penalty. Both teams at full strength. We're about 4 minutes to go here in this first period, and the puck is iced by Aurora. The lone goal in the game scored by Louis DeJulio, and that's a 1-0 lead for the Blue Demons here late in the first period.
And an absolute snipe, too. If everyone's just tuning in, is going to go back and rewatch that, you'll hear that little pipe and see that puck go straight down into the net behind cord.
Face-off win by Aurora. Deutsch is there far side. He'll chip it up the boards, held in. Nice keep there. Now Kulikowski battling for it after Dogala was able to keep it in. McMaster back for Kulikowski. Had his stick slashed at by Deutsch, and he's able to get it out of the zone. His pass for Charlevoix missed him. Now DePaul with possession. McMaster gets the center line and dumps it in. Alessia to Lieberman. Quick chip pass is deflected, but the Spartans able to at least get it out to center. Now Delosier has his dump in intercepted, but now Pepper's got the puck. He shoots and a blocker save is made by Cord. Lieberman gets it out. Now with a little head of speed, here's Grano, but lost the handle, and it rolls in on net where Hetman is there to cover it up.
And we talked about the dump and chase part of the game there. You see Liam Pepper put that puck on net. One of those where you're still forcing the goalie to make a save, but you're also trying to get the puck deep as well. And then on doing that, you already got your feet moving there, right? So you got the legs turning. You see him get right in on the forecheck after that. So something to keep in mind to see if DePaul adjusts more to that throughout this game as we continue on tonight.
Here's a long drive and a save made by Hetman. 3 minutes to go here in the period. Demons get the puck back. A little bit of a miscue as Zork was trying to kick it to his stick. And then finally DePaul got it out. This is flipped up high, nearly got out of play, but stays on the rink.
I was almost in the booth.
Yep. We got a good look at that puck as it went end over end in front of us. Now Pepper takes a hit, dumps it in. Quickly shot right back out of the zone. Spartans will dump it into DePaul ice. Wonkel with a nice play to elude a forechecker. Got it ahead to Garrick Smith. He is checked at the blue line. Puck comes free to Platt. Puts it up the boards to Smith. Smith tries to dump it. That's blocked. Picked off at the line, but Zizas was offside when he was trying to play that puck, so had to tag back up. Now a turnover. Here's Zimmerman walking in. He shoots and a save by Cord. And then a big hit in the corner by Smith. Put the shoulder into his man and knocked him down. Now Zimmerman with it again, trying to get through three and has the puck taken away. Waltman will clear it down. Butler chasing after Louis DeJulio. He'll reverse it. .80 seconds to go in the period. DeJulio will shoot it in. Scooped up there by Kimbrough. Headman pass Finds Waltman. Waltman getting to the goal. He shoots, trying to go short side, and Hetman made the save. Down to the final minute of the first. 1-0 DePaul. Now Wankel. His pass picked off. Lieberman with the shot. That actually ended up being a dump in. 30 seconds to go. Wankel for Fortune. He'll play it back to his defenseman. Eli Wankel off the glass will flip it down. This will not be icing as Aurora had to play that puck. That's put around the boards to the near side, and they just fired all the way down. This won't be icing. Now Fortune. Bank pass finds Taylor. Could be a 2-on-1. Taylor to the middle. He shoots. What a save made by Cord. Taylor with a nice move to get to the inside there.
And Chris, that's such a cheeky play to cut across the crease and then go back the opposite way. Cord just on top of his crease makes a rather tricky save look routine. Taylor with some great mitts and some great speed there as he enters the offensive zone.
Big stop with 4 seconds left to keep it a 1-goal game. Faceoff will be out to the Aurora goaltender's left. It's a right-handed catching goalie. Off the draw, Martirano tried to just shoot it, but it was blocked. Puck goes to the end boards and a little rough stuff at the end of the period. Linesmen get in there quickly, and everybody's going to skate away. Yeah. But not without a few words exchanged.
Yeah, a little bit of a cheap shot there by Shaq. You know the period's coming to an end. There's no need to take it. What a little bit of a cross check there. But either way, DePaul's going to take a 1-0 lead heading into intermission.
It's pretty solid opening 20 minutes of play for the home side. They got the early power play. We're getting lots of pucks on net. And even though they didn't score on that power play, it looked like they got them going, really got the energy flowing. They're getting the good puck touches and just keeping things simple.
Yeah, they're controlling the game, except for maybe, a few moments towards the end of the period there where the Spartans seemed to gain a little bit of energy. Outside of that, the DePaul really being the dictators here and how the flow and the game's going to go. So expect that to continue here in the second and third period. Coach Sean Hammond's going to go on there and kind of get his boys back riled up. They usually struggle here in the second frame just because of that long change. They can get hemmed in their zone a little bit more than you would like them to see. So just maybe a few tweaks out of them here in the intermission, and they'll be ready to rock and roll here in the second period.
In a good position after 20 minutes, the DePaul Blue Demons lead the Aurora Spartans 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. Wes Anderson, Chris Dubiel here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. We'll be back with second period action. Welcome back to Johnny's Ice House. Chris Dubiel here with you on a beautiful Sunday night in Chicago. We've got Wes Anderson in the house as well. DePaul leading 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. Pretty tightly contested battle, but both teams just kind of going back and forth, punch, counter punch, trying to make things happen, break through the defense.
Yeah, we talked to DePaul goaltender coach Oliver Fresh, and he said that the boys were looking a little sloppy. Maybe just some heavy legs from last night. One of those where back-to-back nights, you can really come out in that first game and expend all your energy. So one of those where maybe they just need to get their legs back into it, even though they're still leading in shots. We thought they controlled the majority of that first period. So let's see if they can bring that momentum here into the second.
Right off the hop, it's Taylor. Ooh, he takes a hard hit from Lieberman. But Taylor able to get the puck deep. There's Fortune. He'll go back to the point. Long shot play. Tipped on goal and a save by Cord. Skylar Cord, he has definitely been sharp. Only allowing the one goal.
Yeah, and those 11 shots that you heard the PA, it seems low. I feel like it's up in like the 15, 16 area, but we trust the guys in the box, so we're not going to go back for any stat corrections. But yes, Skylar Cord has definitely been the star of the game so far through 20 minutes.
Fortune's shot is stopped. Cross-ice pass, deflected by Lieberman. Runs into Taylor. Puck taken away by Grano. His pass missed Charlevoix. Now Platt kind of fanned on the one-time pass. He's able to hustle back and get some help from his teammates. Now Martirano looking for Taylor. That's picked off. And chipped ahead. Here's Josh Taylor looking for Martirano. Didn't quite have the angle on the pass. Chopped at by Lieberman, not out. Moved ahead, Alessia to Waltman. Waltman's in. His shot wide. Held in there by Kimbrough. Now Alessia. His cycle pass will be picked off by Wonkel. Given to Smith, and now taken ahead by Zizas. Tried to get around a defender and lost the puck. Kind of more of the same of what we were seeing in the middle of that first period where both teams kind of taking turns throwing the puck around.
Yeah, something that you'd think after the first period, both teams would, finally feel each other out as Smith takes a little bit of a shot there as the puck goes out of play. Is getting back to my point is you feel like both teams would kind of have each other figured out here and those adjustments would be made. But, one of those is if that's the way the style of play is going to go, I mean, that favors DePaul. They're the faster team of the two and definitely more skilled as we've seen. So if that's the style of play that the Spartans want to play, DePaul will happily take it.
Yeah, all it takes is a bounce one way or the other to find a man breaking on an odd man rush.
Well, that too, and just how aggressive DePaul's defensemen have been once the puck does get into the offensive zone. They made it really hard for the Spartans to break out of the zone once the ball gets solid possession in that offensive end. So something to just keep in mind as we continue on to here tonight.
Here's Zimmerman leading the rush. He shoots on a blocker save by Cord. DePaul looking for more. Puck won by Smith. Back to DeJulio. He goes cross ice. Long wrister in and out of the glove. And that rebound laid loose. Nobody home for DePaul to poke that home.
Yeah, it looked like that puck deflected in on net right almost as soon as it got in on court. You could even tell by his reaction. Surprised that the puck kicked out to that blocker side.
Now a chance in front. McMaster in tight. He's denied. Nice pass by Kulikowski to find McMaster.
One of those McMaster just in a little bit too tight. You would hope that he could throw his hands high and beat Cord upstairs, but just ran out of real estate as he came in on the Spartans netminder.
Cross ice flipper. Finds Delosier. He walks. He shoots. Sent it wide. Held in at the line. And then put down low. Delosier looking for a man in front. He's bumped off the puck. Good play there by Grano. Platt. Good kick to keep the puck into the offensive zone, but then on the follow-up, the Spartans get it out. Now here's Grano. Puck jumped away from him. Could be a chance here for Delosier, but it was just out of his reach. Otherwise, he'd have a breakaway. Demons were offside. That allows the Spartans to get out. Here's a chance. Charlebois is in, and he's taken down. A penalty going to be called here against DePaul.
Yeah, you can hear one of the Spartans fans a little upset, but the refs got that one cleared right away. One of those, that's a penalty that you're okay to take, is that the Spartans were coming in. Looked like a good chance with Bruin there, too. Looked like McMaster is going to go to the box for a hold. One of those that, as you see that, you could tell that he's beat there. So instead of, letting the Spartans get a good chance in on net, he's able to just take the hold there and fight to live another day. And hopefully that his PK can bail him out here in the next 2 minutes.
Second power play of the night for Aurora. They are 0 for 1. And off the draw, DePaul able to send it all the way down. Waltman to Grano. Puck jumped away from him and cleared all the way down again by DePaul.
Yeah, we can see Corey's getting a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident playing the puck there as we talk about that dump and change type play that's been going on. That's going to make that even harder here as we continue on.
Here's a shot. Fought off by Hetman. Follow-up try and a save by Hetman. Then he finds the loose puck and holds.
Really smart play there by Taylor. As you see the second chance opportunity, Hetman, he gave another rebound there. Taylor realizing that they were in trouble and that the Spartans were finally trying to get that puck on net. He pushes that back to his netminder for the stoppage of play and really just calms down everything in front of the Blue Demon net.
Face off out to his right. And the puck cleared down.
Notable silence that just came over the crowd there.
Weird.
No one was talking.
It just got very quiet in the rink for about 10 seconds.
Very tense energy here as DePaul comes back on the penalty kill.
Alessia goes cross ice. Now Lieberman at the point. Dishes off. Waltman shoots. Glove save. Rebound. And they score. I thought Hetman was going to have the second chance opportunity. I think he got a big piece of it, but it gets through, and it's a power play goal for Aurora. And it is 1-1 with a power play goal. Looks like it's going to be Gio Grano who found the loose change.
Yeah, Hetman was fighting through a little bit of a screen there on the initial shot. One of those that I think if he sees that first shot clean, he's able to get a trapper on it, but either way, a great attempt there on the second chance opportunity. Is not able to quite squeeze those legs in time to keep this a 1-0 hockey game.
So they're going to give that to Grano from Alessia and Lieberman. Another shot on goal, covered up there by Hetman. 1-1 here early in the second period after a power play goal gives Aurora some more life.
Yeah, you can see they finally feel that momentum here in the second, forcing Hetman to make another great save after giving up that first goal there to the Spartans. Let's see if DePaul can find their energy and their rhythm again here.
Board battle. Puck rolled up the boards by Platt. Kept in, long shot, in on goal. Hetman wasn't sure of it, but he made the save, and he was able to hang on.
That's such a tricky save, too. You see Zach Taylor parked in front, almost waving his stick at the puck. One of those, it's not a screen, but it blocks your concentration on that puck coming into you just so slightly. So good on Hetman to be able to just keep his concentration there and see that puck all the way into the chest and get a stoppage here for the Blue Demons.
Another face-off in the DePaul zone. Controlled by Aurora. Lieberman tees up a shot. That's deflected up into the netting and out of play. I think Zimmerman blocked that one.
Yeah, you love to see the forwards there for the Blue Demons get out to the point, help your goaltender out a little bit as you can feel that momentum start to sway to the opposing side here. A great defensive play like that can really give your team a breath of fresh air.
Face-off win this time by DePaul. Puck is reversed far side and chipped out of there. Pass is picked off by Zizis, but jumped away from, they would have been offside anyway. Spartans clear to center. Flood chips it in. Now scooped up here by Wankel. High flip off the glass, didn't get out, took a weird bounce, and then it eluded Lieberman. Now Smith, he's got Zimmerman. Oh, and Smith couldn't get the pass away. A battle along the boards. Puck comes out to the point, and trying to make a play was Wankel. He was pestered there by Flood.
Yeah, you can see Smith was trying to move that puck over to Zimmerman there on the 2-on-1. Just fanned on it the first time, and then the second time, the defenseman had collapsed on him to the point where he wasn't able to slide that over. Then Wonko there almost got his pocket pick, but able to keep the puck in the zone as the Spartans ice the puck here.
So we'll get another draw.
Lieberman palms up too. Don't think he liked that call, but didn't look like the Spartans touched it on the offensive side of the red line. So,
sent that one.
One of those where that's kind of the textbook icing there if I've ever seen one, Chris.
Well, they are able to win the draw. Now they might have an odd man chance here. Here's Waltman trying to make a centering pass, and what a sliding play there by Platt to deny the pass. Now DeJulio's back the other way. Put it on goal. Stick save is made. Waltman under pressure, turned it over to McMaster. We got a delayed penalty call coming up. DePaul's going to go to the power play. Hetman is off. Extra attacker on. Long shot blocked and then cleared by the Spartans. And DePaul is going to get their second power play of the game. 0 for 1.
Yeah, Lieberman's going to go for interference. One of those that you take it right from the refs. Going to be really hard for them not to call that. And just going back to Platt with just a great defensive play. One of those you talk about when you're on a 2-on-1 as a defenseman, you want to slide and eliminate that puck from moving over to the defense or the opposite side of the ice to help your goaltender out. So few times you actually get the stick on it when you slide down like that and almost jolt your team the opposite way. So just a great defensive play there by 23 in black.
And now he gets to line up for a power play. They win the draw. It's back to Platt. Slides it over to Taylor. Holds. Took a look and then dropped it back to Platt. Takes the return pass. Platt and then to Taylor. To the middle, and it's picked off. Good read there by Alessia. They were looking for Kulikowski in the high slot there, but he was covered.
Yeah, you could even see Taylor there. He had a wide open shot on net, but he was waiting for a little bit more traffic, so peeled off and moved it back to the defense, and you can really tell the Blue Demons are trying to favor the middle of the ice, trying to find Kulikowski on one-timer in the high slot.
Nice drive here by Martirano. He circles the zone. Oh, and then his pass is disrupted there by Alessia. DePaul's offside now. They got to tag up. And that allows the Spartans to send it all the way down. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go on the power play for the Demons. Taylor put it ahead to Kulikowski. A.J. Kulikowski slipped it in front. Oh, and it's put just wide by Fortune. They'll bank it back. DeJulio around one. Driving wide. DeJulio behind the net. Now a shot. Oh, and it's just sent wide right through the crease. Fortune held it in. Gave it to Taylor. Back to Fortune. To the middle. Kulikowski in tight. He's stopped. Now bouncing puck is steered out of the zone by Aurora, and DePaul has to regroup. And they'll have time for maybe one last rush on this power play with 25 seconds to go. Here's Smith at the circle, had it knocked away. McMaster there in support, has the puck. He's tied up, but got some help from Zimmerman. Now to DeJulio. Back to Zimmerman. Looks, shoots through a screen. Oh, that hit traffic in front. And Smith able to keep the play alive. The penalty over. Both teams back at full strength, but DePaul still attacking. They look for Zimmerman, and that pass was disrupted.
Yeah, some good flow there by DePaul on the power play. Just not able to convert. We'd love to see them get a little bit more hungry when it comes to getting pucks on net, but outside of that, still some good effort and some good energy with the man advantage.
Long shot from Smith is gobbled up by Cord. He holds for a whistle. 10:34 to go in period 2. We are tied 1-1. Power play goal by Grano has the score knotted up.
Yeah, we talked about it before in the first period, how the Spartans got some momentum, got some energy after that initial penalty kill that they had, and see if that will transpire again here in the second.
Puck chipped out of the zone here by Aurora. Here's Taylor. Zach Taylor tried a shot, couldn't get rid of it. Now Deutsch with a chance, and I think Hetman may have gotten a tiny piece of that. That one put on goal. Hetman with a stick save. Backhand shot. Hetman covers it up.
And Chris, the DePaul bench, as I rate, looked like originally Deutsch on the blue line got away with an interference. One of those, it's a little behind the play, so I can understand why the refs don't call it. But then again, right in front of the tops of the circles there, it looked like there was a trip.
Yep.
That went uncalled. One of those that I know the refs try to keep it fair in terms of how many penalties they call side for side, but I think something as blatant as that's gotta end up with the Spartans down one man and the Blue Demons on the power play.
Yeah, defenseman skating with the puck, making a move to get out of the zone. And sometimes when you're trying to make a one-on-one play there, you susceptible to getting knocked over, but I think that one was definitely a trip.
Yeah,
we play on
one of those where your feet get taken out from under you by the opposing team. I feel like that one's gotta end up with the man advantage for you. But as you say, we'll play on here.
DePaul trying to clear the zone. Pepper will get it out. Leads the rush into the zone, looking for Salvaggi. Just jumped away from him, then put it in front for Pepper, looking for it. Cord got a piece of it, and then it slid just wide of the net. Good chance there for DePaul. But Liam Pepper had trouble tracking it. Now here's Grano as the Spartans try to set up the attack. Long wrister in and out of the glove of Hetman. Platt takes a swing at it in the corner. They battle along the wall. This is going to get outside the zone. Unfortunate timing on the line change is going to lead to a chance here for Taylor. He's in. Josh Taylor shoots it, and he sends it wide. Now Martirano looking for Taylor in front, jumped away from him. Cord blocks it away, and we get some contact in front of the net. I think they're just going to blow the play dead, as this looked like it was incidental.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't call a penalty there. Taylor was, you can see, just ran out of real estate. Cord is aggressive there. He comes out with his foot almost as like a poke check because he was dead to his left there. So you could see he's even talking to the referee, and I think that's what he was letting him know, that Taylor had eased up as he was heading into the crease. Just as you mentioned, incidental contact is what took him into the Spartans goaltender.
At the end of the day, you had two guys fighting for the puck. It was a hockey play.
It's one of those, even as one of the resident goalies, I'm okay with that not being called goalie interference. One of those where, I love to protect our goalies, but I can see where Taylor, his momentum had stopped at that point. And one of those, as you mentioned, two hockey players fighting for the puck doesn't necessarily mean that should be goalie interference, as we saw.
Puck got away from Martirano. Now here's Fortune re-entering the zone. Fortune shoots, and a glove save is made by Skylar Cord. And you can tell that did not mess with his concentration at all, that little bit of contact.
Just some great, not to cut you off there, but some great body position there too, just to keep the puck away from the Spartans defender there. Fortune's just a great shot, forcing the Spartans netminder to make a big save.
Face-off win by Aurora. They tried to clear it out. Verlinski with a good keep. Now a chance for Zimmerman, and that deflected up high and out of play.
It seems like the Paul's got that energy back that we saw in the first period. A little bit of a lull there, taking a few penalties and, really stymieing what they could do on the offensive side of the puck. But ever since, they weren't able to convert on that power play, it seems like they finally got their energy and their mojo back.
Face-off win by DePaul. Here's Smith right on goal and a save by Cord. Up the boards, Verlinski keeps it in. Shot deflects, and a save by Cord. Puck still free. Backhand shot from Zimmerman gets blocked. Lifted up the boards and down. Wonkel scoops it up. Long bank pass gets to Smith. He absorbs a hit. DePaul comes up with the puck. Zimmerman with Zizas going to the net. Zimmerman will drop it off for Wankel. Shoots it off the boards. That is blocked. Good battle there by Smith. Puck now to the near corner. Up the boards, Verlinski will pinch in, put it on net. A bouncing puck is saved by Cord. Another nice collision here as DePaul bringing a little bit of sandpaper on this shift. And Aurora is forced to ice the puck.
Yeah,
I like to see the aggressiveness here from the Demons.
Yeah, you can see Smith and Shaq having some words. As you talk about that sandpaper, there's things are starting to get chippy here on a Sunday night on the west side of Chicago. Something that you really don't normally see in the second half of the game between two teams. You know, as we talked about, all that energy is expended usually in that first game. So they're not so much limping through the second game, but they're a little bit more conservative about where their energy goes. But that has not been the case in the last few minutes in this game.
Off the ozone draw, DePaul able to work the puck deep. Here's Platt from the point, returning it. Delosier centered it. A try there for McMaster and a big save by Cord.
Not one, but two. Initially on the one-timer in tight, hits Cord in the pads, and one of those, as we mentioned before, McMaster just in too tight to really make a hockey move. So just trying to shuffle that puck back on net, and hopefully it finds its way across the line and forcing Cord there to make two huge saves to keep this a 1-1 hockey game. Some good tunes here tonight, too.
Love the tunes. Good vibe in the building. Pretty decent crowd as well. Local matchup. Puck is going to go all the way in on Hetman. He's going to have to just hold it. Charlebois was hard charging to the front of the net.
Yeah, and it's one of those you ask, why doesn't Hetman come and play that? You talked about how the puck's been bouncing a ton tonight. One of those that you rather be sure about that puck hitting your pad and you freezing it than it bouncing over your stick and going in the net. So I have no problem with him taking a whistle there.
Yeah, and that was another one where it was just not laying flat. It was just kind of wobbling in as it was dumped down. So, yeah, especially the goaltender, you don't want anything too adventurous if you're behind the DePaul bench.
So the cliche, rather safe than sorry, and Hetman erring on the side of caution there and making sure that puck just stays out of the net. Is
heads up on the Aurora bench as Platt clears it out.
Platt might have just caught that puck. Might have been on edge again. One of those you mentioned before. The puck's just not sitting down. He's just trying to chip that off the boards, just softly into the neutral zone and goes on edge and finds its way into the Spartan bench.
Face off inside the DePaul zone out to the left of Hetman. Won by the Spartans. That shot gets blocked. Good effort there by Fortune. He's going to carry the puck into the offensive zone. Fortune to the front of the net. That's blocked off. Good effort there by Taylor. Nearly stole the puck away. A little lift of the stick, but just didn't work out. Icing against Aurora. So we get down to 5:51 left to go in period 2. We're all tied up at 1.
Yeah, interesting to see if the coaching staff for the Blue Demons goes to the whiteboard at some point with all these offensive zone faceoffs. It's one of those when the Spartans have gotten into trouble, they're happy with just dumping the puck and living to fight another day. So interesting to see if the Blue Demons coaching staff at the intermission goes to the whiteboard to draw up some type of play off these offensive zone faceoffs.
3-on-1 here for the Spartans. A centering pass, the chance, the shot, they score! It's Liam Charlebois with his team-leading 7th of the season on a beauty of a backhand shot, and it is 2-1 in favor of the visitors.
Yeah, just one of those that the puck somehow finds its way out of the offensive zone, and you talk about those odd man breaks that are going to happen when you keep playing that dump and chase type of game, even though that came off of a DePaul offensive zone faceoff. Just seemingly a simple play here on the near side and at the point, and just a 2-on-1 coming back the other way.
So it's Aurora with 2 goals here in the second period to take the lead. Let's see what DePaul has as an answer. Pepper in on the forecheck, trying to make something happen. It's cleared out of there by Butler. DePaul regrouping in the neutral zone. Dumped in by Pepper. Salvaggi is there, battling with Lieberman. Butler took it away, and he led it ahead to Waltman. Waltman trying to get around to Julio, and they were offside. And you talk about that play that Aurora just made to take the lead. How about that pass by Brandon Alessia to find the man in the middle? It was a 3-on-1. He held it just long enough to open up that lane. And then Charlebois was in kind of tight, but he was able to finish with a nice backhand.
Yeah, Hetman, too, was able to wait him out. He realized that he was going to come back across the crease, go against the grain there, just not able to beat him back to that post with the blocker.
Zimmerman trying to make a centering pass, but that was blocked away. Cleared all the way down by Aurora. They'll take the icing.
One of those, this top line of Zizas, Zimmerman, and Smith has been giving the Spartans havoc all day. So you look to somebody on the Blue Demons side to really be an impactful player here to get things tied up. I'm looking at these 3 that are on the ice right now.
See if they'll get rewarded with a goal for their efforts. They win the draw. Platt, they'll get it deep. Cleared out of there. That went into the DePaul bench, so we get a whistle stopping play.
Yeah, I'll be surprised where they dropped this puck. It looked like one of the linesmen was initiating that to come out of the zone, but they got it all cleared up here. Smith again having some words with one of the Spartans forwards.
Out to center. Alessia will dump it in. Eli Wonkel's got it. They'll flip it into the zone. Bouncing puck behind the cage. Zimmerman will get to it, looking to center. That was blocked off. Zimmerman got it back. Finds Zizas, but it just rolled away from him. Play kept alive by DeJulio. Trying to get away from Alessia. Louis DeJulio, the 1 goal for DePaul, courtesy of number 10 in black. DeJulio looking to center. He is surrounded, but now he got some help from Nick Zizas. Sent it down low and boards. Back out to the point. It's Smith this time. He'll shoot it. That's blocked off a skate. Grano got in the way. Grano looking for Charlebois, but out of his reach. 3:20 to go here, second period. 2-1 Aurora. And we get a whistle stopping play in the corner.
Looked like that puck went out of net. Saw the net move a little bit there on that far side. DePaul, just some more great offensive zone pressure. Just seems now the Spartans are doing a good job of getting in those shooting lanes, blocking those shots we saw in the last opportunity by Smith. The forward back there at the point, trying to get something through, and then once again, the Spartans just in that shooting lane, blocking that shot and helping their goaltender out.
Platt up the boards. Puck is kept in here by Aurora. Waltman got some help there from Deutsch. He shoots. Save made by Hetman. Had to seal the bottom of the net with the pad. Spartans looking for another chance here. And it just gets poked out to neutral ice. Puck is shot into the Aurora zone. DePaul was shy of center, so it's an icing against the Blue Demons. 2.5 minutes to play here in period number 2. And it just kind of feels like DePaul is just trying to find their game again after surrendering the go-ahead goal. Seem a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, I took the words right out of my mouth there. Just seem a little bit, not exactly on the same page. here in the second as they were in the first. And as you mentioned, surrendering those 2 goals and find themselves in a 1-goal deficit.
In the DePaul zone, Delosier is checked. The Spartans take it back. A couple of players tangled up as the puck was just rolling to the boards. We play on. Here's McMaster, 2-on-2 with Delosier. McMaster driving wide. He shoots. Stick save is made. Puck bounces in the air. And it's going to be a hand pass as that puck was directed forward and out of the zone.
Maybe I'm not up to date with the ACHA rules. Are you not allowed to make a hand pass from your defensive zone?
Yeah, I feel like you can.
I thought that was only in the offensive zone. That maybe that's why I say that might just be at the NHL or NCAA level that's the case. But
I could be totally making this up, but I think there is a discretion that the referee can blow that play dead if they believe that's going to be an advantageous opportunity for the hand passing team to go the other way. We got another whistle here.
I think the net's off.
That is the case.
You can see the ref is talking to Martirano there as Fortune, excuse me, is he doesn't really want to blow that play dead, but kind of has to. Unfair advantage there if the net's off in favor of DePaul.
Stolen. Here's the shot by Taylor. Save made by Cord. Martirano pushed to the end boards. Now Fortune's got it. To Verlinski. He shoots, and that's right into the glove of Cord. Not a lot of traffic. He made that look easy.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is when there is traffic, he's also making those look easy on the chance right before that. So I'm not really sure what the answer is here to beat Cord. We saw DeGiulio earlier in the first period with a great shot. It seems like if you're able to get in on tight, trying to beat him high to either that block or that glove side is going to be the only way to beat him right now because he 0-0 and the Spartans' crease is locked in.
Face-off win by Aurora, but they couldn't get it out. Long shot gets blocked. DePaul gets the puck back in the neutral zone. Martirano with Taylor. Taylor tripped up a little bit, gets back to his skates. Martirano able to find the puck. Now it's Taylor. Back to the point for Verlinski. Takes the return pass. Taylor was surrounded. Now could be a chance here for Waltman. He is in. Waltman shoots. And a save made. Rebound chance. Oh, what a stop by Max Hetman getting across with the left pad.
Chris, it looked like from our vantage point that first shot had gone in the net. It wasn't until we saw it trickle behind the Blue Demon net that we realized it didn't go in. And as you mentioned, stretches out with that left pad save to make a brilliant stop against the Spartans to keep this a 2-1 hockey game. I don't know how he was able to recover back to that far post and get a pad on that last shot.
Just an insane pair of saves. The first one was impressive as it is, and then to scramble back on that second try was unbelievable.
Just having the presence of mind, too, to know that that puck's free, and if whoever's getting to it first is probably going to try and come out that left side of the net. I don't think he thought that the Spartans were going to be able to be the ones that recover that puck, and that's why you saw that desperation save with the left pad to keep it a 2-1 hockey game.
45 seconds left in period 2. Face-off win by DePaul. Long shot, hit traffic in front. Puck lays free. Here's Platt with a shot. That one was tipped, but more so blocked as DePaul was looking for a redirect on that Seth Platt shot. Well, big collision there as Smith took his man down. Now here's Zimmerman into the zone for DePaul. Zimmerman had a stick lifted. Now Zizas back to the point. Long wrister is blocked. Now Platt will try. Sends it across. Picked off by Deutsch. He couldn't get it out. 4 seconds left. Shot gets blocked. And this will just about do it. As a backhand shot is steered away. That's the horn to end the second period, and we saw quite the push here from Aurora. They scored twice to take the lead after the middle frame.
Yeah, one of those two. DePaul trying to find some shots in on court as we see the two goalies skate past each other here at center ice. And the Spartans doing a great job, as we mentioned in that second frame, of just getting in the shooting lanes and making life difficult for DePaul. So let's see if in this second intermission that they can make some huge changes, some adjustments here to get those pucks through the net and make Cord's life even more difficult than it has been here tonight.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to take more traffic, some tip shots to get things going here for DePaul. We'll recap the scoring really quick. First period, about 6 minutes in, it was Louis DeJulio giving DePaul a 1-0 lead. That would be the only goal of the first, an unassisted goal by DeJulio. But then in the second period, it was Aurora, a power play goal by Gio Grano at 4:57 of the first to make it 1-1. And then at 14:23, the go-ahead goal scored by Liam Charlebois, his 7th on the year, gave the Spartans a 2-1 lead, and that would be it for the scoring in the second period. So that is your recap after 40 minutes of play. Aurora 2, DePaul 1. Wes Anderson, Chris Dubiel here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. We will take a break and bring it back with third period action. On a beautiful Sunday night here on the west side, it's DePaul hockey. Chris Dubiel, Wes Anderson here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. We're just about ready to start the third period of play between the Blue Demons and the Aurora Spartans. The visitors, Aurora, with 2 second period goals to grab the lead. They lead 2-1 as we get ready to start the final 20 minutes of play. And Wes, we saw a DePaul team that kind of a little bit out of sorts after surrendering the go-ahead goal. What do you think they need to do to get back on track?
I mean, we just heard the PA announcer say they had 20 shots in that period. So one of those, it's hard to really say you had a bad period, even though you gave up the 2 goals. So one of those is you just got to stick to your guns, trust you've got the firepower to at least tie the game up, and just, have that confidence that you're going to do it here in the third frame.
We did see stretches of the game where DePaul has looked dominant. As you've mentioned a couple of times, they've had a lot of possession, a lot of good puck touches, but then you kind of see some stretches of the game where the puck kind of gets thrown around. We'll see if the Demons can clean that up, get some more pucks on net as we're lined up at center ice for the drop of the puck. And we are back underway. The third period has begun. Here's Fortune. He is tripped up. That's going to be a power play for DePaul. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're wearing a black jersey to start this period. Get the man advantage going. They're 0 for 2 so far tonight.
It's almost like they're due. As you mentioned that less than 15 seconds into the third frame, they find themselves on the power play.
Yeah, Andres Natson's own Shaq. Very frustrated with himself after that tripping call. DePaul goes to work on the power play. Unable to keep the puck in. Good pressure there by Zach Taylor. Josh Taylor with the puck for DePaul. Gave it to DeJulio, who carries it in. Louis DeJulio. Back to the line. Taylor. Cross ice pass. They were looking for DeJulio, but the pass was tipped. Taylor at the point. Gives to Martirano, left circle. He shoots, and that was deflected. Caught the glass and kept in. Martirano to the middle. Here's Kulikowski, and he was trying to shoot it forehand, and it got blocked. Back the other way come the shorthanded Spartans. Waltman, he'll just circle back with it, try to waste some time here. And cleared all the way down by Aurora. 50 seconds to go on this DePaul power play. As they get a new unit on the ice. Lead pass. Zizas didn't see it right away, and the pass ended up behind him. And now Smith's got the puck. He gets into the zone. Garrick Smith takes it to the net. Saved by Cord. Puck is loose. Follow-up try. Save. Another try, and it's whacked wide of the cage. Now Platt moved it down low. Platt sends it across. Zimmerman shoots. Oh, and that deflects just in behind the net. Cord might have got a piece of it. Now Platt over to Zimmerman. Back to Platt. Final seconds on the power play. His shot's blocked. Aurora back to full strength. It's 5-on-5. Centering pass is broken up and out. Now Aurora regrouping. Valentine. Rano, his shot blocked. And we saw some good puck movement. Good possession time for DePaul on the power play, but just unable to break through on that third power play chance.
Yeah, Cord standing tall once again, and you saw Garrick Smith with a really good power move there towards the middle frame of that man advantage. He's not able to get anything past him. Looked like second, third, even fourth chance opportunities there on that power play, just not really able to convert that into a goal. So as I mentioned before, it's frustrating when that happens from the offensive side of things, but you just got to stay confident and positive that you're going to pot that second goal.
Puck is dumped in by Ballantyne. Wonkel's back to get it. Pass is picked off. Here's a chance. Rebound and another save made by Hetman. Couple of good chances there for Aurora, and Hetman stands tall. Now Pepper back the other way. He's got Salvaggi going to the net. Now Marco Salvaggi gives the puck to Pepper. Long wrister. Stick save is made. DePaul trying to generate some opportunities here. They'll have to regroup. Julio, long pass for Salvaggi. Now to Pepper. Tried to make a return feed. Now Pepper finds it again. Walks in, shoots, and a save by Cord. Chopped to the front of the net, and it's steered out of there by the Spartans. Here's Flood. He'll just shoot it in. Julio comes back to get it. And it's cleared out to center.
I like Pepper taking the shot on that last 2-on-1. You see he was favoring the top part of the net there. Cord just able to beat him. I think he got the mask on that to make that save.
Now another try here. McMaster with the puck trying to center. That's blocked. Now another takeaway here as McMaster gets it, dumps it in.
Looks like Cord's lost his stick as well.
Good pressure here by the Blue Demons. Put on net off the pad of Cord. That almost got away from him, and he's able to catch it as it was sliding off of his pad and get the whistle.
Yeah, you could see he lost his stick. So he went to go retrieve that rebound to freeze it. You could see the forward stick he was using. I think that's why he had to use the pad instead of the paddles, because he didn't have his natural goal stick in his hand. But either way, able to avert any potential second chance opportunity from the Blue Demons.
They win the draw. Long shot. Stick save made there by Cord. Another try. Missed the net from Fortune. Margarano trying to fight off a couple of checkers. Puck pinned up against the wall. As they try to dig it free, Taylor comes up with the puck. Gave it back to Margarano. Fortune taking a punishing in front of the net. They still battle for it along the wall. And it's thrown across the rink far side. And Aurora will get it out. Puck comes right back to Taylor. He weaves into the zone. Taylor shoots, and that deflects wide. Margarano centered it, and it came to Fortune. He'll drop it back. Wonkel with the shot. That was wide of the net. Good pressure here from DePaul. Wonkel trying to get it deep, and it's picked off. And finally, the Spartans cleared the zone.
And Chris, it's been all DePaul since that power play. I don't think the Spartans have had the puck with possession across the center line since they had the man advantage.
Now a pass intercepted. Spartans get it deep.
Of course, as soon as I say that, they get the puck into the offensive zone.
That one went off of Hetman. It was a centering attempt. Now a long shot tipped, and it went wide of the goal. Puck is carried ahead by Zizas. He shoots. That's steered aside. Zizas fouled his rebound and put it to the near side wall. But Aurora is able to get it out. Rolls in on goal. It'll be held there by Hetman. And the whistle stops play with 13 minutes to go here in the third period. It's a 2-1 Aurora lead.
Yeah, good hold there by Hetman. You can see Wanko needed a change desperately. As soon as the whistle was blown down, he heads straight to the bench. DeJulio comes on to replace him here for some fresh legs for the Blue Demons.
Face-off win by the Spartans, but then a turnover. And now Zimmerman's got the puck. He'll get into the offensive zone. Zimmerman beats one, but then had the puck slashed away from him. Now a long shot. That one was blocked, never got through. And hoisted all the way down by Aurora. Here's the race for icing. And it is an icing against Aurora. DeJulio had to hustle for that one.
Yeah, that one was close. I thought the Spartans player, Robert Gwiazdowski, I thought he might have got there first, but DeJulio turned on the Jets. He's able to beat him down there and get the offensive zone face-off for the Blue Demons.
Kulikowski able to get to the puck off the draw, trying to sweep it to the middle, but the puck taken away. Here come the Spartans. Long shot, handled by Hetman, kind of popped out of his glove, but he's able to capture it again and get the whistle.
Yeah, well, that handcuffed him just a tad bit, but one of those, if you're able to jump on the rebound in due time, no harm, no foul. So one of those that, a little bit of a shaky save, but he's made some great ones tonight. So we'll give the Blue Demon netminder a pass on that last opportunity.
Shot off the draw goes wide. That allows DePaul to clear, but pass off the mark. That's going to result in an icing against the home team.
Yeah, one of those trying to hit Kulikowski on a seam pass there through the neutral zone. I think if they're able to connect, he's going to have a good chance using his speed to get around the Spartans' defense. But as you mentioned, not able to connect, and the puck comes back in the DePaul defensive end.
Rimmed around the boards. Delosier, his high flip is picked up. Waltman, a shot, saved by Hetman. McMaster played it back. DePaul trying to clear the zone. They do, but it'll be quickly taken back by the Spartans as they get the puck deep. But that's icing. They were short of center. They're arguing it, but the call's been made.
Yeah, it looked like they were a step behind the red line there. So the refs call it icing pretty tight here. One of those that you might see, let go. But, as I mentioned, refs calling it tight. So that's going to be called for an icing. On the opposite end, Max Hetman, some great rebound control. We talked about the opportunity before that almost handcuffed him, but he's able to bounce on the puck before the Spartans get it. That last opportunity, he's just able to block that away to some soft area and alert any pressure there.
Good chance there for Aurora. Couple of shots go sailing wide of the goal. Now DePaul will try to counterattack. Could have numbers if they hurry. Fortune going to the front of the net, but the saucer pass blocked by Lieberman. Then they hack it in front again, and Cord has to cover up.
Yeah, it looked like that puck rolled on Fortune. We've talked about how it's been bouncing all night, and one of those that he's trying to sauce that over a backdoor. I think he had Taylor or Martirano with him. I'm forgetting which one of the two it was, but you think if that puck's able to lay flat there, he's able to move that over easily, and potential backdoor opportunity for the Blue Demons.
They get an offensive zone draw here. And it's won by the Spartans, and they'll lob it high, knocked down by Fortune. He's got to play it, so he shoots. That's off the side of the cage. Everybody kind of stood still for a moment. Centering pass just eluded Martirano. And that shot gets blocked, and it rolls free to center. Charlebois, he's got the go-ahead goal, trying to get away from Taylor. Good back check by Fortune to take it away and flip it to center. .45 to go here in the third. A one-goal lead for the visitors. Far side boards. Taylor comes to it. Gave it to Platt, who will rim it around the boards. Not out. Lieberman with the keep. Platt colliding with Charlebois. Puck put up the boards. This is going to be held in once again by Lieberman. Put it down low. Bruno with a sharp angle shot. Went off of Hetman. And now here come the Demons back the other way. Taylor over the line with Smith. Taylor shoots and it goes wide. We got a penalty.
Yeah, it's going to go against Garrick Smith. That's not a good penalty to take. He's trying to He's trying to clear some space for Taylor there as he gets caught up with the ref accidentally. That didn't look like he meant to trip up the ref as he's going in the box, but you can see Taylor was trying to create some type of a crossing play there, and as Smith came and almost intertangled with the Spartans' defense, you could see he slashed one of their sticks down. And as we mentioned before, you do that in front of the ref, that's going to get called every time.
Yeah, just too much contact there. And an Aurora power play that has already capitalized once tonight will get another try. I believe they are 1 for 2 on this game. DePaul able to win the puck. They'll send it all the way down, but that ends up in the Spartans bench.
Look out.
So I believe this draw is going to come back into the DePaul zone, and it will. So it's not too late yet. You've got about half the period left, but you're starting to get into the point of the game where you kind of need this penalty kill.
Yeah, one of those. Are you trying to gain some momentum off this penalty kill, see if you can muster that into the game-tying goal, and then move on from there.
Alessia walks, shoots, saved by Hetman. That's off the blocker. Grano with it now. Put it across. Waltman down low. Jumped away from his man, and then Verlinski cleared it out, but that ends up out of play.
Almost hit Basil there down on the DePaul bench as they were trying to clear that puck. Hetman with a great save there. So you can see he came out to challenge that shot, trying to stay patient there in the crease. And as soon as he saw that the Spartans player was going to shoot, you could see him just jump off his line and make himself look big.
Demons clear the puck all the way down. A minute to go on the penalty. And here come the Spartans. Waltman walks in. Waltman in behind the DePaul net. We'll just go all the way around the zone. Left it for Lieberman. Now Grano. His pass deflected. They swept it in front. Oh, they had a man at the back post. And just couldn't connect there with Charlevoix. He would have had his second. Now Waltman. Long pass to Charlevoix. His centering feed is knocked away. 25 seconds left to go on the power play. Here's a shot from Alessia and a save by Hetman. The clearing attempt does not get out. Alessia. Now, good play by McMaster to get to the loose puck and get it out, and he'll clear. And that'll do it for the Aurora power play. Huge kill for DePaul.
Yeah, Chris, massive kill there. They needed that if they were going to be able to stay in this game, like you mentioned, and the aggressive, really penalty kill there by the Blue Demons was able to keep this a 2-1 hockey game.
Shot by Butler goes into the glove of Hetman, who holds. 7:49 to go here in the third. DePaul needs a goal to tie it up. It's 2-1 Aurora.
Yeah, Chris, at this point, you'd expect to see the DePaul defense start to pinch up a little bit more, get a little bit more acclimated in the play as that puck moves through the neutral zone. Typically, you don't want your defenseman always up on the play there or in the play, but you'll start to see them jump up in the play, start to create from the back end if they can to get this thing tied.
Salvaggi with a nice play to steal the puck. Marco Salvaggi's in. He shoots, and it's in and out of the glove of Cord. He's able to fall on top of the puck and get the whistle.
See if DePaul loads up with that top line. Looks like it's going to be Martirano, Fortune, and Taylor that come over the boards. Accompanied with Platt and Winkle, so it's one of the top two lines for DePaul. Taylor, really one of the catalysts, can drive it and create his own offense.
That's your top three scorers up front. Long shot from the circle glove there by Cord.
Talk about Johnny on the spot right off the face-off. Puck finds 13 in black, and you know he's trying to get this thing squared up as he's talking to Winkle. I think Winkle might have wanted that puck on the back door, the defensive side of things. So let's see if that transpires here, if they're able to make that play to set up Winkle on the back door to get this thing tied up.
To the middle, Taylor, his shot gets blocked. Now Martirano. Got it back from Taylor. Put it on goal and a save by Cord. And a little whack there as it was kind of right at the whistle. And they'll have a chat with Martirano.
Yeah, just checking in to see how Cord's doing. Is all Martirano's doing there?
Face-off win here by the Spartans. They're going to clear it the length. This will be icing. 6:59, 6:57 to play here in the third.
No changes from either side. Obviously, the Spartans can't change there, but it looks like head coach Sean Habman is going to be satisfied to keep this line out there. They've really just been able to keep the puck in the offensive zone here since they've been on the ice.
Off the draw, it bounces to the corner. Taylor fights for the puck. He's got it. Put it on net. A save by Cord. Centering pass is picked off, and the Spartans get it out to center. Tipped into the zone by Taylor, but unable to come up with the puck was Martirano. Back the other way, it is Grano. Gio Grano, the first goal of the game for Aurora. Back in the second period. Now Martirano knocks the puck free to Wonkel. And now Martirano with it again. Under some pressure, he's able to chip it out of the zone and carry it into the Spartans zone. He's got Smith. Martirano with the shot. Fought off by Cord. He didn't see where the puck was. And now it's behind the Aurora net. Less than 6 minutes to play. Smith dug it out, looking to center, then dropped it back to the point. They go D to D. Here's the shot. Glove save. Rebound chance. They poke away at it. It's still free. Zimmerman with a try, and somehow it wouldn't go.
Sounded like Cord. I got two pads on that as well. I don't know how the puck is not finding its way into the back of the net for the Blue Demons right now.
Desperation for DePaul. Here's the shot. That's blocked by Lieberman. They still attack. Puck down low. Smith trying to fight off a check. He's knocked down. Wants a penalty. Won't get one. DeJulio keeps it in. He'll go across. Here's the shot from the point. They score! And the game is tied. Justin Verlinski with a ripper from the point finds the back of the net. And it is 2-2 with 5:11 to go.
And Chris, I had a feeling they were going to try and favor defenseman on the back door, find that pocket of some open space, get some traffic in front of Cord, and use that to either find a tip or take away his eyes. And they do just that with 5 minutes and change left to go here in the third period.
And for Verlinski, his first of the season, and it was a whopper of a goal. All tied up at 2 with 5 minutes to go here in the third. And now DeJulio with his second point of the night. He's got a goal and an assist. The puck gets out to center. Aurora will try to re-enter the zone. Good interception there by Eli Wonkel. Now Zach Taylor with it for Aurora. His backhand flip, they couldn't change. And quickly, Huglier was able to get to the puck and prevent a miscue for the Spartans. Under 4 minutes to play now. Blue Demons able to clear the zone, but they only get as far as center before it's dumped back in by Aurora. Verlinski, the man with the game-tying goal, flings it ahead. Taylor's pass never got to Martirano, so DePaul has to break it out again. This time DeJulio will carry the puck. Put it ahead to Martirano. He's into the offensive zone, trying to lead it ahead for Taylor. Swept it back to Martirano. Now a try from DeGiulio and a save by Cord. DePaul looking for more after tying the game. Puck taken away by the Spartans. Here's Grano, or Alessia now. He shoots and he sent it wide. Now Gwiazdowski.
Good stick there by Platt, too, to get that puck out of the zone.
Yeah. Platt working against Gwiazdowski there was able to knock that free on a one-on-one play. There was a long shot handled by Hetman. He's just going to hold on to it and get the whistle. 2:48 to go, and this game is all but settled.
Yeah, that's good idea there to hold that by Hetman. You could see assistant coach Nick Santelli on the bench telling him to freeze it. As we see a wholesale change by the Blue Demons. 5 tired skaters come off, 5 fresh ones come on.
Grano on the draw. Here's the shot from Waltman. That's blocked. And now DePaul working to clear the zone. Ziza's battling with Grano, and now Zimmerman got the puck. Zimmerman leads the rush. Trying to make a play, and he is knocked down. Puck put up the boards, and it'll be taken up ice by Grano. Runs into a couple of black sweaters before he gave up the puck. Now Zimmerman took it away. Oh, and he couldn't make the move. Lost the puck at the line. DePaul regrouping. Wonkel's pass deflected into the zone by Smith. Down to 2 minutes to play in regulation. The score is tied 2-2. Lieberman shoots. Good block there by McMaster. Nobody saw where the puck went. Good play by Verlinski to strip his man of the puck. Then McMaster is tripped up behind the net. It's a penalty on Aurora. And it looks like DePaul's going to get a power play here.
Yeah, Verlinski or McMaster trying to take the puck from below their goal line. And you can tell by the slam of the boards, Alessi is not happy that they called that one, but one of those where the refs try and keep the whistle, put the whistles away with less than 2 or 3 minutes to go. But one of those that's that egregious, they're gonna have to call that. Wouldn't be surprised if DePaul took a timeout at some point during this power play just to keep that top line on the ice to essentially try to seal the deal on tonight's game with that third goal.
1:35 to play. Fortune swept it up the wall. It goes to the point to Julio. Blue Demons with the late power play here. Louis DeGiulio shoots on a blocker save by Cord. Taylor's got it. Back to the point to Julio. Josh Taylor shoots. When it's fought off by Cord, and the rebound swept all the way down the ice by Lieberman.
And it looked just like for a second from our vantage point that was trickling behind Cord, but it's another great save by the Spartans netminder.
1 minute to go. DeGiulio into the zone. Dishes off to Taylor. Back to DeGiulio. Now Taylor looking to center. The pass is blocked. DeGiulio diving to keep the play alive. 44 seconds to go. It's sent down low towards Taylor. Fortune battling for position in front. Taylor looking to center. No lane for him. Now Martirano at the circle. He shoots, fought off by Cord and out of play. He snapped that one on goal. And the goalie made a good save.
Yeah, and this is where I wouldn't be surprised if the DePaul coaching staff takes a timeout. You got some tired legs.
Timeout is called.
Almost like I played this sport once or twice before, Chris.
Good call there.
One of those trying to keep that top line out. You could see DeGiulio after he went full on and just spread out to keep that puck in the zone. He immediately came off the ice. Wouldn't be surprised if he jumped back on, but only time will tell. We see Sean Hammond with the whiteboard trying to just go over some final adjustments where he wants his players to be at throughout the rest of this power play.
They've got 32.1 seconds left on the clock. So if you get a faceoff win, that's plenty of time.
Yeah, one of those. I think that you're going to put your top face-off winner, or I'm not even really sure what your top face-off guy.
Yep.
Out there to win the face-off, and then after that, I think it's a full crash at the net. You got 32 seconds. The good thing is you don't need a goal, but you're trying to find that before this thing goes into OT. So wouldn't be surprised if even if they did get the puck, that they're not going to basically throw everything in the net right away. But from my vantage point, I'd say make Cord make as many saves in these last 32 seconds as possible.
Yeah, you're trying to cash in on this late power play here. Don't play any extra hockey if you don't have to.
Especially with classes starting again back up tomorrow. Gonna have some
right you are on that one.
Gonna have some tired players on the Lincoln Park and downtown campus.
Here's the draw. They fight for it at the dot. DePaul comes up with it. Kulikowski dug it out of there. Now Platt. He'll go across Taylor. Sends it to Martirano, looking to the middle. Kulikowski couldn't get a shot off. It's not out. Kulikowski. He swept it to the corner. 15 seconds. Martirano the shot. That one sailed high. Taylor will keep it in. 10 seconds to go. Taylor walking behind the cage to Martirano. Fires. Fought off. Rebound chance. They put it on net. And it missed the goal. And that will do it for regulation.
Martirano had a great chance there. I think if he's a lefty instead of a righty, if he's on his forehand, he's able to get a better shot off of that. But also in desperation time, he's just trying to throw that on net. And in doing so, it sails wide, but still some great pressure there by DePaul in the last 32 seconds of the game.
They just had a nice flurry of opportunities. And they never really gave up on the puck, too. There was a couple of chances where Aurora could have cleared the zone, and DePaul just kept with it, kept the feet moving, kept the stick battling, and they were able to keep plays alive. And ultimately, they had, 3-4 attempts in that last 32 seconds? That was quite the effort from the Blue Demons, but they just couldn't find that game-winning goal just yet.
Yeah, and great use of the whiteboard there, too, by the coaching staff. You could tell the passing play they tried to set up. They were looking to go backdoor, and if that was taken away, to hit whoever was in the high slot there, and that puck seemed to just roll on either Kulikowski or Verlinski. I'm not sure who it was there in the slot, just rolled on at the last minute. But as you mentioned, the puck retrieval and getting that puck back there, he did a great job of that, so still able to manage a few more opportunities and chances in on court there. And they still got 23 seconds left on this power play. So if they're able to get puck possession right away, they'll have that 4-on-3 that they could set up, a little bit more room to operate too, even though in a short amount of time, see if they can use that to the best their advantage.
So another key face-off here. The opening draw in overtime is always key, but especially now that you carry over some penalty time, 23 seconds to be exact, you really want to get this opening draw.
Yeah.
So you can get an opportunity to try and set something up with the power play. Lots of room out there. It's going to be 4-on-3 to start this OT period. And that top line is back out there. Martirano, Taylor, and Fortune. But Aurora wins the draw. Here's a long shot fought off by Hetman on the try by Waltman. Lieberman, heads up. That puck was fired down the ice and then deflected out of play right into the crowd. Luckily, it looks like everybody's all right.
Yeah, it looks like that missed everybody. There's no protective netting up here, so you got to keep a head on a swivel. That's the first time in doing a game that I've actually seen the puck come all the way up here. So glad no one's injured there on that last opportunity.
3 seconds left on the penalty. Face-off is at center ice. So when Alessia comes out of the box, it'll be 4-on-4 until the next whistle. And then OT will revert back to the standard 3-on-3. DePaul wins the draw. Here's Fortune. He's in. He shoots. He scores! Michael Fortune, OT winner. And the Blue Demons come back to get the victory.
And Chris, you talked about how crucial that face-off win would be. What, 3 seconds after they win it at center ice, is Fortune put in the back of the net. So a great shot and a great finish.
What a Sunday night at the rink. A great battle between these two teams. Second night of a back-to-back, home and home. And it was quite the performance by both sides. And DePaul with the gutsy effort here late in the third period to get the tying goal, and then an OT winner, just an absolute bullet. Michael Fortune, team leading, 16th of the season, giving him 16 goals in 16 games. What a year he's having.
Yeah, just a great shot. One of those that you kind of feel for Skylar Court. He's made some great saves all night, and it's just tough when you got a player like Fortune who can just score at will when he's that wide open. So he's just comes in, is able to pick his spot, and in doing so gives DePaul the win.
Great hockey game. And a lot of love between these two players. They might have been chirping and battling all game long, but it's all good in the handshake line, as a lot of respect between these two sides after two hard-fought games over the weekend.
And Chris, that's the beauty of it all. You can see the coaches giving each other some hugs. You see Zimmerman and some of the Aurora guys at center ice, just the respect. It's a hard game and it's a gritty game. At the end of the day, there's a lot of class and respect between all these players. So glad to see them at center ice all here together.
Well, Wes, it's a great night of hockey. Had a great time calling the game with you. DePaul with the comeback victory. Overtime winner by Michael Fortune. Louis DeJulio with a goal and an assist tonight. Justin Verlinski with the huge game tying goal. And it's a 3-2 winner for DePaul here in OT. They got back-to-back wins to start off 2026.
Yeah, great way to start off 2026. We said you can see that head coach Sean Hammonds is swiping the sweat away from the brow. Glad they got the another 2 points here tonight on home ice, and hopefully that kick starts the second half of the season and they get back to rolling like they were to start the year.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in on a Sunday night with us here at Johnny's Ice House West. I want to thank our fine crew tonight for producing the game and making sure we are up and running and on the air, and bringing you the sights and the sounds of DePaul hockey. Once again, DePaul with a 3-2 OT victory over the Aurora Spartans. Once again, for Wes Anderson, I'm Chris Dubiel. We will see you next time here on the DePaul Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.